think the best place to start would probably be Liverpool's last two results: the draw with Everton at Goodison Park and the win against Wolves at Anfield. And although 4 points is probably a decent return considering Everton are Liverpool's, arguably fiercest rivals, the nature of the two performances have concerned fans a little bit because although Everton only equalised in the 98th minute, you can't really say they didn't deserve the draw. And then with Wolves, I thought the first half performance was pretty good, but then the second half, we didn't have a single shot. So do you think you can just brush that off as a sign of those games, back to back, one of those days, or maybe even a sign of champions? Or do you think this is something we should, be really wary of moving forward?
Yeah, I think the Everton one is a lot easier to brush off in that we've come to expect that's going to be a really, really tricky fixture for Liverpool, trickier than kind of any of the title rivals will generally find it as well, because, the passion that's involved in that fixture, the historic rivalry, and also knowing it was the last derby at Goodison Park and Liverpool, had they won, would have had a winning record there, which is, everybody knew there was an awful lot riding on it, and the atmosphere. I was there, and it was absolutely incredible. So you've got to give credit to Everton supporters for that. So I think the nature of the way that draw came about, Liverpool showed really good battling qualities, but as you say, probably didn't deserve more than a draw. And in the end, it's easy enough to write that off as one of those things. I think where the slight concern maybe comes in is the Wolves' second half. As you say, I think that it's been kind of brushed under the carpet a little bit that Liverpool were quite good in the first half, deserved to be where they were. But as you say, to be held to no shots in the second half and concede 10 to Wolves as well, a side who were right down there, maybe rings a couple of alarm bells. But I guess, if you're on a slot, you maybe got to package the two together and think about the mental and the physical fatigue that's come from the derby at Goodison Park. That clearly in the second half started to tell. I mean, Wolves had a free midweek and Liverpool obviously hadn't, and they've been in a really tough fixture. So I think that had something to do with it. Wolves are improving. I think, 5 of the 8 wins they've had all season have come in the last 10 games. So they are getting better as well. So there's that to throw in the mix. And I think, 2-0 is that dangerous scoreline as well. If Liverpool could have had that wrapped up, if the penalty had gone their way, if the marginal offside for the Salah strike. So, a few factors there. I think the manager's not going to want to completely write it off and think it's just one of those days on both occasions. He's going to want to look into deeper reasons. But equally, it wouldn't be a shock if you see better performances over the next couple from Liverpool. I don't think it's anything kind of terminal and that this is going to be how they'll play between now and the end of the season.